inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Here comes trouble, putting on a show. Like a domino, I fall. Another bottle, don't know what to say. send me on my way to you. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. I live my life on the run. I say I'm not giving up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. In a similar way, I feel I'm losing my conscience. Traveling for days without my knowledge of provenance. Throughout my life, you called me a renegade. Through all my lows,
Good evening, guys. Welcome. It is Reaper Dude here for the night. Hope we're all doing well. Just waiting on a few to turn up. As you can see, we got a new background today. Set up by, I believe, if I remember correctly, was G-Dan's brother. There we go. There we go. Everything's at its normal size now. There we go. Hopefully there's no echo on the music now. So we are here today at Hungary, Budapest. We are on just a normal race today, so it's 35 laps. We are missing a few people, but we got potentially 2 more turning up. Arby, if you're listening, get your butt in here now. Hey, Harry, how's it going, mate? Good to see you here. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Expecting good things from you again this week. Oh, I do need to... audio. Sorry, I had to turn it off because we have been flagged a few times for that one. And RB, finally you got your button here. Is Freedom going to get in? Where is he? He wasn't this far down. Yes, he was. Please don't ever call me that again, RB. There's very only one person that can call me that. That just makes it sound weird. Oh, mate, if you go out on Intas again, you will just blow my mind because you still managed to be inside the top 10 when you done that. I am still lost on how you done that. Nah, you're all good, mate. Just like having a bit of a laugh. All good. You having a good weekend too, Abby? So, we're going to give it the 3 minutes until we get to the past. Freedom is potentially coming in. Haven't heard from him for a little over half an hour, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Ah, good mate, good mate. I don't know how, what? 3 a.m. Dude, I would be asleep. Trust me, when your age catches up with you, you'll be asleep before midnight, which has now become the way for me, which never used to be. So Harry, you got Squirrel involved tonight. How do you think it's going to go? See, that's what teammates are for, always making sure you're about. So we've got 2 minutes left and then we will begin. Oh, we've also got a week on Quaker Oats, something to do with his subscription ended on his PlayStation Plus, but all good. We'll wait, let him get that sorted out, because it's one of those things. I've had that happen a few times in the past. Still 1:30 for you. I wish. How's it going, Frank? Good to see you again. Race number is wrong. It's not 4. It's race 5 at Hungary. It is race 5. I totally forgot to change that, so I will do that in the editing afterwards, because, you know, hey, I'm blaming being an old man. What else can I shut down? That one. Don't need that. Okay, Quick is almost done. We'll get him in once he's ready. Hey, Rafa. Yeah, no, thanks. What's your Premier League team? Mine is Arsenal, who, you know, somehow managed to draw against possibly one of the shittest teams in the Premier League today. But, you know, so it looks like Liverpool are going to be winning the title. No, thanks for letting me know, Ben. Makes me I have to sort it out later, which is good. Yeah, I'm born and bred Arsenal. Yeah, I know. We got to hope now that Liverpool make a massive slip between now and the end of March. No, end of May, sorry. Which I can't see happening. Slots football seems to be working. Which does suck. But it is, I'm not going to lie, it is nice, you know, being an Arsenal fan and having to fight United for so many years to see United in quite possibly the worst slump that I have ever seen. And it's also nice seeing, you know, Tottenham doing shit because they are shit. Sorry to any Spurs fans here. I'm not sorry, really. I was in the Arsenal vs Seville at the Etihad. Oh my lord. I've only ever heard good things about the Etihad. I've never been. I've been to the Emirates. Watched them against City years and years ago. This is when City first got bought out. Or was it? Hang on. Yes, it was. When City got first got bought out. I've also seen them play Liverpool. And I've also seen them play United. But you're there for my favourite team, Crystal Palace. Nothing wrong with whoever you support, man. We all support different teams, which is what makes the Premier League so great. I mean, if I remember rightly, you're not doing bad. Is you? Oh, at the Emirates, even better. Crystal Palace, are they 9th, 10th, somewhere around there? I'm just going to kick you from the damn race in a minute, Dan. Okay, we are in. So it doesn't look like Freedom's turning up. '11th. No, it's still respectable, man. I mean, you think you're ahead of both Spurs and United, so that's a good thing. I'm a Derby County fan, one win away all season, and just our first season win in 2025 was so bad. But then again, you did have Wayne Rooney as your manager, so you're still recovering from that. Leicester City, get out. Yeah, soccer's always good to have a talk about something else, and it's nice to see people with different allegiances. Welcome, Squirrel. How's it going, mate? Yeah, it's good to see you back, mate. Gonna be a nice battle up front today because got you, Harry, and Mingo, who got really good pace. But good luck, all. I'll be here watching over everything. Detailed tyres of what you are on. Fastest lap. There we go. So, who is going to be the first out today? I'm not quite sure what the weather's going to be, but it seems dry currently. So, anyone watching, I'm just going to throw it out there before it starts. We do have an Instagram. Which I can't remember what it is. How bad is that? That is really, really bad. Which is WSL League. We also have a TikTok.
ستفتش عنها.
Which is World Sim League. So by all means, go ahead and head over to those two. So there was someone that was first out. I think it was Talk Phoenix, who is actually HRE_V in our league. Oh, and there he goes. Harry's going to go out in the enters again because, you know, he done that last week. And it really screwed with my mind. Like, really screwed with my mind. Okay, and Talk Phoenix is going to be the one setting the very first lap of the race. Keeping it nice and tight. Ooh, little bit of a lock-up by the looks of things there. But keeping it relatively tidy. Oh no, Mingo was the first out. I completely missed that. He done a 114.2. How did I miss Mingo being the first out? So, the second out is Squirrel. No, he's not. He's just starting his lap. Okay. And here comes Phoenix round the final corner. DRS wide open. Crosses the line. Does a 115.1. Actually, very respectable time. Squirrel does indeed cross the line. He does a 114.55. Username does a 115.6. Litmanen does a 116.4. Oh, someone else crossed the line. Zazu done a 115.9. Here comes RB behind Dan, who done a 116. RB does a 115.8. This is the man I want to look at. He's out on inters. This man is insane. Guess he comes across the line on 128. Magster 117. Litmanen does a 116. Harry does a 118.9 on inters. The dude is nuts. Quaker Oats does a 116.4. Sid still coming through the second sector. Hucky coming across the line. Sets a 114.4. He could be being upgraded to a full-time driver for the rest of the race. And he'll be staying exactly where he is. So here comes Sid. Down to the final few corners here. Just got to keep it nice and tidy. Bit slower than a few of them at the moment. Could have had a bad lap. Around the final corner. And sets a 116.9. It's actually not too bad at all. So I think Guess he's definitely out on the wrong tyres unless he's improving his time right now. Which he is. He does a 117.9. So he must have had a mishap somewhere. He's 10 seconds quicker than his previous lap. Quaker comes around the final corner to set his second lap. Much slower. So I'm going to guess had an issue somewhere. RB is 4 seconds down on his time. See what Dan does. He's 5 seconds down on his time, so he's not setting a new one. Hucky's coming in as well. So, it's currently how it stands. Mingo being out on pole by 0.2 of a second ahead of Hucky, who's 1/10 of a second ahead of his teammate in 3rd. Phoenix being in 4th. Dan in 5th. Username is 6th. RB in 7th. Which is actually quite surprising on a 115.8. He's normally a bit quicker than that. What are you doing, RB? Stop sandbagging. Although last couple of races, RB has had some really good fights with the Mercedes boys. So Zen being missing tonight, looks like he could be on a battle with G-Dan. And Quaker is actually 0.2 of a second quicker than his previous lap. Oh. Someone's moving around. Yes, RB actually went up into 6th. He's now on a 15.5, 0.2 of a second behind G-Dan. And Quaker comes across the line, sets a 116.0. So definitely an improvement there, which is always good to see. I think that's Guesty Ben behind him, just going on a few runs on those mediums, see if he can improve his time any. Also, if you're watching this and you haven't, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are live every Sunday for Formula 1. And as of Thursday, we'll be live with our Gran Turismo League. We have 3 tiers with 3 comms, which is a new one for us this season, which will be really nice. He's going a bit slower, so I think he's happy with what he's done. Arby's slower as well, so I think he's happy with what he's done as well. Harry's out on a outlap, out on a set of softs as well. Oh, I better put my controller on charge, because if I don't, you'll probably die half race. Been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. So, here comes Harry to start his flying lap on the softs. Guesty Ben has definitely improved. He's on a 116.8 on his mediums. After 4 laps, that's pretty well done for him. I wonder what he could do on a set of softs if he was to go out. So he's 1.2 seconds up on his previous time. Also setting the quickest first sector. Hopefully these cars up front don't get in his way. Come on, guys. Faster car coming through. Move. Nice one. 2 of them out of the way. Hopefully that doesn't hinder him any. It doesn't indeed. He's 3.3 seconds up on his time. That will set him into the 15.6 area. Around the final corner, what can he do? He goes second with a 14.252. That's actually really, really good. So yeah, well within the mix there. Looks like it's going to be a 4-man race. Pretty much. Let's see if he's going to improve any on the first sector of this part. If not, we'll jump onto Hucky. Nope, he is down. Hucky's setting the fastest first sector apparently, according to the map. Let's see what he can do here. Keeping it relatively tidy, using as much curve as possible, the car nicely out the way. Not sure if it's going to hinder him. He's only 700ths of a second up in the second sector. I think maybe that car on the outside did hinder him ever so slightly. Round the final corner, crosses the line, does a 113.3. 1.5 tenths basically between him and first place. Let's see how Squirrel does. Because Mingo, oh, he's 3 seconds down. Mingo's up by nearly a tenth of a second. Crosses the line, does indeed go just shy of a tenth of a second. It's a 114.152. So Squirrel lost some time there on his last lap. Or that, he's just warming up his tyres for a further lap. So with Harry moving up, Dan and RB are now down to 6th and 7th respectively. So this is where Squirrel now sets up for his lap. Let's see what he can do. Coming through the chicanes. Nice and tidy on the first part. Little bit of a snake there. Using as much of the track as he possibly can. He's up by 2 tenths of a second. Currently enough to put him maybe second. Crosses the line, goes third with a 14.3. So the top four separated by 1.2.2, no, 0. No, 0.218. No. Less than 2 tenths of a second. I'm fed up trying to figure it out. Here comes Harry. He's down on his previous time currently. Aiming to try and get that top spot away from Mingo. Pushing a little bit too hard by the looks of things. But he might also be getting the slipstream. Nope. Thought he was getting the slipstream or Squirrel there. Whoa! RB misses, braking spot there. So how's Zazu doing? Up on his previous time. Let's jump on board of Hucky. Hucky was... oh! Slidey slide through the first corner. So he's backed out of this one. Zazu's half a second down on his previous time. See how Littman does. He's actually invalidated. Ben just starting his lap, so let's jump on board with him. Taking the wider entry into that corner. Not something you see very often. So he is a 10th up on his previous time. Maybe a bit too much curb on the entry there. We'll see how that does just at the end of this straight. Ooh, got out of line. He's still 2/10 up on his time though. So riding those curbs as hard as he did, so it hasn't seemed to have hindered him too much. And across the line in a 1:16.7. Does improve ever so slightly, just less than a 10th. Let's see how Hucky's doing. Out on a flying lap now. 0.06 of a second slower than his previous lap. That's easily made up. Nice for the two cars in front of him just to pull out of the way. Five thousandths of a second quicker through the second sector than his previous time. Whoa! Really out of hand on that second to last corner there. That's really going to hinder him as he comes across the line. Yep, down by nearly half a second. So top three are out on the final lap. He moves nicely out of the way. So let's jump on board with Mingo being the first one. See how he does on his final flying lap. He's 2/10 up. Could be the first into the 13s. All he's got to do is just keep it smooth. Still 0.2 of a second up for the second sector. Harry's not finishing. Not quite sure what happened to Harry there. So Mingo around the final corner. And is actually the first into 13s. He does a 1:13.9. Squirrel 0.2 up on his previous time. Crosses the line, does a 14 flat, goes second with his final run. Phoenix isn't going to be making any ground. Dan has invalidated his lap. Quaker is 0.02 of a second. No. Yeah, I have a funny feeling that was your teammate, Squirrel. Qualifying's been really good, John. Quite eventful. Mingo again the first into the site, lower number than everyone else for 2 races in a row. However, it's only separated by less than a tenth of a second this time round. Yes, it was an insane lap, mate. I watched it and he was just flawless through the entire thing. I did wonder what happened to you, Harry. I was like going to jump on board with you next and you were just gone. So there we have it, guys. Mingo being on pole position again today, setting the fastest lap that we've seen today on a 113.9. Squirrel just over a tenth behind. I was actually wrong. Oh, mate, I'm hoping no more reports. I'm done after last week. I'm still catching up on it. I'm actually having to watch through the race because people didn't decide to put what bloody race it was from, whether it was sprint or feature. Now having to decode it. Oh, mate, it's a nightmare. That's why I've had to revise the ticket on the way it's done. And I'm going to be mentioning to the stewards that from now on, it is to be done a certain way. And if it's not, we're just not dealing with them. I'm fed up with it now. Who done it? Oh, I swear this does my head in. The thing is, I can't see who done it. Unlike the previous games, it used to come up on the side of the names and then show who hit X or A or whatever button you have to press on the PC. So, tyre-wise, we have 4 of them starting on the hards, which is the more sensible thing to do at the beginning of this race. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I mean, you putting it in there isn't an issue, you've done it right, but of course without knowing whether it was the feature or the sprint it was done in, I have to troll through nearly 2 hours worth of footage to find out where the bloody thing happened. I think in our report we have to do it slightly differently as well. So I add the lap number or something like that. So there we go. There's the pit strategies. It's either medium to hards, pitting around about lap 15 to 22. Oh! And that was Hucky that managed to spin his car on the formation lap into the wall. That does not bode well. Well, I need a better angle than that. Come on, guys. There we go. 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4, 5. And it's lights out and away we go here at Budapest. And it looks like Squirrel and Mingo and the other McLaren of Hucky got a decent getaway. Harry, not bad at all. Ooh, a little bit of a bump there from Hucky on Harry. Whoa, what is Hucky doing? Okay. Well, what an opening that was. Again, it's showing us the strategies, even though it's already done it once. And we have a virtual safety car already. That seems to be Sid that spun and lost his wing. I'm still unsure what Hucky was doing there. He literally forced a teammate off the track, didn't he? Need to shake that. Okay. So, Hucky and Squirrel changing positions after that first lap thing. Dan all the way down into 9th. So he's had a little bit of an issue. Seems like Arby's also slipped ever so slightly as well. Oh! That looks like some car bits flying in the background. Not quite sure what happened there. What is Hucky doing? Username has left the session, not quite sure what happened there. Phoenix has managed to get up into 4th after the restart there. Ooh, Harry's a little bit out of shape in the background there. I'm not sure what Hucky's doing. Okay. So, Phoenix has managed to get up into 4th after the restart, getting a better jump than some people. I'm not sure whether it's actual jump or the fact that something else happened. Zazu has managed to get past Magster back there. Dan Littman, RB and Quaker having their own little battle here. Mingo is setting the fastest lap again. Mingo just creating enough. Oh, seriously, what is Hucky doing? She just drove into the back of Mingo. John, are you watching this? So we've got a 5-horse race here. I'll be managing to get past Quaker. There's going to be creating a small gap now between him and Quaker. Quaker's still followed by G-Dan and Littmanen. But this race at the front is something else. Let's jump on board with his teammate. No, jump on board with him because I want to see what goes on. It's like Harry gets a better run out of the final corner there than what Felix did. He did indeed. And Harry does make the position up on Phoenix. Like he didn't. Yeah, so would I, mate. I would be steaming round about now. This is just proving that he doesn't deserve a full-time spot in any of our teams. So Squirrel is getting ever so much closer to the back end of Hucky there, just lining up ready for an overtake. Hucky getting out of position. What is Squirrel? What? No, not Squirrel. What's Hucky doing? You cannot weave like that. So Squirrel getting the pass done. Harry's next up, literally on his gearbox. He's at it again. Oh my lord. Oh, that's not just a bad teammate, that's a bad driver. What is he doing? If I was Harry, I'd be fuming round about now. So, yeah, and yeah, Hucky, that's the one I meant. Yeah, if you're on mediums and your teammate's on hards and he's faster, definitely just give him the toe and let him go. I've got to watch this between these two for this final part, because Harry's going to line up another shot. Yep, that's him disqualified from the race. Whatever he does, he's not getting classified. That is beyond reckless driving. Harry creating a bit of a gap between him now. G-Dan setting the fastest lap on a 117.9 whilst he's lining up RB. So Hucky... Oh, damn, I missed that. Looks like he dived up the inside there. However, Phoenix coming back. Oh, I think he's being taught what can and can't be done. And there goes Harry. Finally, the top four are clear of him. Oh no. And Hucky spun. What a shame. And he retired on the track. I fully agree. This is why... Oh, look, it's virtual safety car again. I fully agree. TT and quali are not good signs of a driver. We use TT times to place them within a tier, and then we go from there. We do have penalty point systems and stuff like that. However, this is just ridiculous. Oh, Hucky, mate. Not that I need to, because he's managed to do it himself. So I just saw someone diving into the pits. 3 people. Why is Dan coming in? Dan got damage? Dan must have damage. It's the only reason why you'd be coming in. Especially under a safety car. Yes, he did. It was actually quite funny watching him bin it. I'm not going to understand. The 2 front boys communicating with just a shift of their front wheels there. It's quite funny watching these 2 at times. That's what I understand. Absolutely, that's why. Yeah, I mean, we try to make it as fair as possible. I mean, we only have 1 tier in Formula 1 at the moment, which sucks. But if we've got more tiers in Odyssey, we play things ever so slightly differently as seasons progress. Hoping the new game, which will be a season 10 for us, it turns out to be better. Well, at least with Hucky now in the wall, we don't have to worry about any dangerous or reckless driving. RB managed to pit and get out again in 4th. He's moved on to the hards. Dan has moved over to the mediums now. In fact, everyone bar Magster and CTIceDemon have all pitted, and the front 3 as well. With the front 3's pace, I'm not surprised they haven't. They'll probably go on to see if there's another safety car, or, you know, pit under normal circumstances. The only thing I don't like about the safety car sometimes is like turn one there, the front three got literally nose to butt. You should stick an ex-Formula 1 driver in one of those things and watch them do a safety car. These would be faster. So I'm going to guess the safety car is going to come in this lap now that Sid has joined the back of the grid. Oh, I also need to do some shopping. So Harry's got a penalty for speeding under the damn safety car. Was it speeding? Yeah. Oh no, severe collision. Okay. So Mingo holding it up. And away he goes. Mingo's off. And we are underway. Mingo getting a good jump on Squirrel there, who also got a decent jump on Harry. I'll be trying to cover the inside line, stop G-Dan, you know, potentially getting a run there. Quaker got the move done on Talked, and so did Liminen. So that's going to hurt RB, because he's going to have a 10-second penalty from that. No, not RB, Harry, sorry. Oh, we got a caution, we got a yellow flag. It seems to be Zazu. Hopefully he's alright. Still got all his wings, so yeah, he's doing good. I think he just had a bit of a spin there then. These lot have created a bit of a gap to Magster behind them. Love watching these three out front, they're all good. And RB's managing to keep up with them really, really well. Having a look just to show Harry that he's there in the wing mirrors. Oh, Dan getting a major run there out of the last corner over RB, getting the move done, so he's next behind Harry now. Could this be... Ooh! Not quite sure what happened to Harry there, but he went into a bit of a ghost mode for some reason. The one thing I will say about our league is we do have some really good drivers here. We don't often get people like Hucky, thankfully. Just when we do, it is rather annoying because it seems to be open lobby people kind of mentality. So Dan has got lineup done on Harry here, and on 17.6 at the fastest lap. Does he go for the move? No, he doesn't. Waits ever so slightly. Squirrel did get the move done on Mingo though, just in front of us while we were watching that. So here comes a good scrap between these three, with the other two following very closely behind. Dan being on the softer compound, so he should be able to keep up with them for a little while. And cause them a little bit of a problem in their wing mirrors. No, because if you look in the rules, the leader is allowed to dictate the pace. So he can go slower if he wishes. However, if you feel you were brake checked, then by all means, send it in and we can have a look. But yeah, they can set the pace. They don't have to stay at the top end of the delta. And there goes Mingo down the inside. A little bit of touch by the two, but they're usually quite respectable, and there it is. RB nearly got the move done on Dan, but Dan managed to keep it on the inside of turn 2. Really forgot the number of the turn. Yeah, because I've done it a few times in the past. If I've been the leader out front in a virtual safety car, I slow down a bit. So when it says it's ending, I can just, begin to floor it so I can get up to speed. I love these helicopter shots. So Zazu with a 3-second penalty for track limits. Ooh. Oh, Quaker just moving out of the way there so that Phoenix didn't have the line on him. Mingo and Squirrel having their little battle again into turn 1. Lining a Harry up for the rear end of Mingo a bit there. Phoenix and Quaker having a little battle here, which is quite good. Oh, switcheroo. No. Phoenix didn't quite get the grip there. Ooh, a little bit of a slide from Harry there. Oh my god. Sorry. Yeah, these 5 showing how it should be done when you don't have an idiot around. Quaker with a 3-second penalty as well now for track limits. So easy around here, unfortunately. So here goes Mingo. Is he going to get the move done? I love watching him and Squirrel. They're so good. So Harry's still ahead of Dan here. Phoenix got the overtake done on Quaker. So that's another few overtakes done. So I'm wondering if Dan, when these lot pit, if he's going to move on to a fresh set of mediums just to be able to keep up with them. That's what I would do. So jumping board of Squirrels, he comes out the final corner, DRS wide open. A little bit too far back this time round. So it's the only problem with this track, you get a bit of a DR string. Quaker, where is he? He's down here. He's not doing bad. Does have a 3-second penalty, unfortunately. Due to track limits, but like I said, it's quite easy to get them around here. Especially on the corner they're coming up to, at the top of the hill. So easy to do it there. And then through the first part of Sector 2. But he's not doing bad. Definitely a consistent driver, which is good. Oh, little bit of a jump on the curb there. That's going to put his car out of whack. Cause Lippmann to go wide just behind him. I think he followed him a little bit too closely. Coming through that sector, you lose a lot of front end downforce. So just jump on board with these guys for a second as they come out of the final turn. Love watching the run down to turn 1, see how people go. So Squirrel's still too far back. Yes, he feels he is. So yeah, Quaker, a little bit too far back. Does protect the inside, but gives the Red Bull good amount of room on the outside through the corner. So respectable drive in there. So Magster's come into the pits, come off mediums, so she'll probably go on to the hards. Yep. So Quaker's, ooh, who's that? CTIceDemon. Close, like, got a 3-second penalty for track limits. Quaker's now within that 1-second gap of Phoenix. So at least you'll be able to get the DRS toe there. So Squirrel's a little bit further behind this time round. I'm wondering if being behind Mingo is kind of killing his tyres ever so slightly. Is Quaker going to get it done? No, he's too far back. Oh, Dan got too much curb on the inside there. Caused his car just to slide ever so slightly. So he's going to lose a bit more ground on these guys. Still within the second mark though, so he's going to keep the DRS to keep RB off, potentially overtaking him into turn 1. But this is the part where these three get ever so close to each other. I think Harry needs the Duracell Extra on the top of his car. So how are we doing for ERS? So 71, 92. So Squirrel does indeed have more, and Harry has a little bit less than all three of them. So they're all using it pretty well. Dan's on 62, RB's on 92. Zazu with another 3-second penalty there. So how's it gonna go? RB has a look. Too far back. Quaker still there on the back of that Alpine. So Harry's slightly closer this time around to the back, but oh, did Mingo have a bit of an issue there because Squirrel was literally on his gearbox coming out of that corner downhill. I think he had to back off a little bit earlier, which has put Harry on the back end of him now. So this is opening things right up for these three. So the championship battle between these two, Squirrel and Mingo, separated by just 12 points. So it's all to play for in this race, because unfortunately Squirrel can't make it every week due to work commitments. So he needs to try and pull as many points as he can. Looks like he had a bit of an issue coming out of that hairpin, which has put Harry literally on his gearbox. But the only problem is it's a DRS train, because Squirrel's got DRS as well. He's not going to make the move into the corner. He's still going to just stay there. $12 laps on the mediums for Dan at the moment, so slowly getting through them, and he's going to start losing a bit of pace soon, I think. Quaker's still behind Phoenix at the moment. Oh, is that Mingo coming in? Yes, it is. Mingo's taking the dive already. So, Mingo into the pits. He's going to be the first to flinch. I was not expecting that, if I'm honest. And it looks like Dan is having issues with the tyres, because Arby has got a lot more grip. Quaker has now got past... Oh no, he's still ahead of... behind Phoenix. Phoenix managed to get, and Quaker got in front of Mingo through pits. So yeah, I think Dan's losing his tyre grip now. 13 laps on those mediums. Bit of a push, but he's got to get a few more out of them. So Squirrel's taking the dive as well, which put Harry into the pit, into the lead. Dan is also in the pits as well, going for a fresh set of mediums. Quaker lost out to Litmanen somewhere as well. Not quite sure what happened. We missed that one, unfortunately. So Arby is now up into second. He'll be able to go on for a few more laps because his is still only 14 laps old. I'm not quite sure if he'll make the ends, but he's definitely going to make a go of it. So Mingo's out in 6th, Squirrel's out in 7th, and Dan out in 8th. So they're going to definitely make the jump on Arby if he decides to pit again. I wonder if Harry... The thing is, Harry's going to have to make a pit very soon. He's going to lose a further 10 seconds. Due to the penalty he's got as well. Is he going to come in this lap? No. He's going to hold it out another lap or two. So Arby's out of the DRS range. Quaker gets overtaken by Mingo. I'm not too surprised, to be honest. And already he's on the back of Litmanen. Mingo setting the fastest lap already on a 1:17.1 on those fresh tyres. Of course, Litmanen had no reason just to pull over and let Mingo through. He was essentially fighting for position. So Phoenix is up next for Mingo. Where's Squirrel? Squirrel's just behind Quaker there. I say Quaker's not doing a bad job at all. I say consistent driver. Currently only a reserved for us, but keeps this up, could easily turn into a full-time driver. Squirrel managing to get past him. So Dan's next up for Quaker there. Mingo pretty much already on the back of... Oh no, 3 seconds off. And there goes Harry. He's in. So he's going to have to serve his 10-second penalty now as well, which is going to allow... I'm going to say up to Dan to get past him. And Mingo on the fastest lap again on a 1:16.3. Jeez. So, Harry's now in. Littmanen's in. Where is Quaker? Quaker's down in 8th, fighting with Littmanen. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Littmanen's in for the pits. So, Phoenix is the next one up for these guys. Looks like the new tyres have suited Mingo a bit better. He's got a bit of a gap between him and Squirrel now. These front two running on 16 lap olds hards. Personally, I would probably come in now and go for a fresh set of mediums and just go 12 laps and literally floor it to the end. Little lock up there for a Mingo going into the corner. So Phoenix literally just moved out of the way there. And I was right. RB's gone into the pits for a fresh set of mediums. It was probably the best thing he could have done. I think he's listening. Quaker with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yes, we don't have auto slow. We make you do it yourself. That's highly unfortunate. So Mingo back out in the lead. Phoenix sat in second with 17 lap old tyres. Squirrel literally right behind him. Dan sat in fourth. RB in fifth. Harry in sixth. However, closing that gap on RB and determined to make up that 10 seconds extra he lost. Phoenix also with a 3-second penalty now as well. Just skipping the track limits there. Like I said, so easily done around here. That's the problem. Is he going to go into the pits? No, he's not. So, Squirrel lining them up. He's going to make the move ever so soon. In fact, looking into the corner as we speak. And it's done. Harry now setting the fastest lap on a 1:16.0. He is flooring it. So, Squirrel determined to close that gap on Mingo there. And get that fight underway again. So Phoenix slipping behind ever so slightly, but then again he is on the harder compound and also much older. So where did Quaker came out? Quaker came out in 11th. But he is on fresh mediums, so he'll easily be able to get past the 3 ahead of him. He'll catch them in no time at all. Speaking of, there's the first one. Up into 10th. So Phoenix doing really well. He's managing to hold his place in 3rd here currently, but Dan is closing the gap on him. Ooh, little bit wide there again from Phoenix. Dan also doing nearly the same. Dan is closing that gap. And that gap between Squirrel and Mingo seems to be resting around about the 1.8, 1.9 mark. Quaker getting past Sid, just like I thought he would. It won't take him long and he'll be past Ben as well. He does have the superior tyre, so yeah, he'll be up into 8th in no time at all. So Dan closing that gap on Phoenix ever so quickly now. I'll be closing the gap on Dan as well. So with slightly younger tyres. Doesn't surprise me he's doing that. So Dan literally on the tail of Phoenix now. This is going to allow RB to close in so much more. But could Dan hold on to take the podium final spot? There we go. It's like taking candy from a baby. So I think Phoenix is just going to try and see his tyres out for the remainder of the race now. Same with Sid and Ben and Zazu, because there's not going to be another... I'm not going to say it. Could be rather interesting if we do see one though. So I have a funny feeling some of these drivers would go to a soft tyre. Oh no, RB with a 3-second penalty. That just sucks. He was having such a good race. Looking to fight for 3rd place with Dan, and that 3-second penalty now is just going to massively hinder him. Thought he had a better exit of that corner than what Phoenix did, but it doesn't look like it. Definitely got a better one on that one though. Sorry guys, I was just yawning for a second there. I'm tired. So Phoenix still staying within that second marker down there. All Dan has to do is keep it inside the tracks, and 3rd will be his. Harry's not really making up the ground needed, although with these two fighting, it is allowing him to get that gap closed. Sorry. So yeah, if you can get... He's got 6 laps to get that gap closed. You can see them every time he comes around certain corners, knowing that they're there. But as long as Felix stays within the DRS of Dan, that's all he needs. Well, it looks like he was slightly later opening it than what RB was. Ooh, RB got a little bit out of shape there. One of the easiest corners to do it in around this track as well. I thought Phoenix was going to get the inside there, but he doesn't. But it has allowed Harry to close in within 3.5 seconds of this group. So, yeah, watch this space. because he doesn't have a penalty now. All Dan has to do is keep it in the track, and he should be alright. He's got 5 laps. Harry's closing rapidly now. Arby's teetering on the edge of that second mark, and there it is. Is he going to be outside it? He is out. Ooh, I don't know. Let's have a look as he comes around this final corner. Yes, he is outside of the second mark, so it's going to allow Phoenix to close that gap. So he's on 5%. He's on 65% still. So out of the top 4, Dan has the most DRS to play with, which could be vital in these closing laps. Sorry if you hear me use my vape, guys. How much does Harry have? Harry still has around about 55% as well, so he's still got a fair amount. So this is an interesting battle with these two, so let's stay on board with them. In Baku, was it Baku? Yes. These two had a tremendous race the entire time. It was amazing to watch. Oh, we got a caution in Sector 1. It looks like... Oh, we got Zazu. Off track currently. But he is still in the race, so it's not going to cause much of an issue. But we do have a safety car. At the most inconvenient time for some of these drivers. However, who wants to bet some of them hits soft? Because it's only going to be out 1 lap. And there's Sid. So, Zazu did indeed DNF. So, soft for Littmanen as well. What are these guys going to do? These two could hold out. In fact, I have a funny feeling most of these guys will hold out. Oh, so we've got a few more softs. Quaker's going on soft. Guesty's going on soft. Magster doesn't. What are these lot going to do? Pit, pit. Pit, pit. RB stays out. What a mistake. That is a mistake from RB. So Harry's in as well. He's going to go for softs. Is Phoenix going to do it? No, he's not. So we're going to have 3 on the tyres they were before the safety car. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have Mingo, Squirrel, Dan, Harry, all on brand new softs for the last 2 laps of the race. So this is going to be interesting to see how this one ends. There's not 34. There's not going to be any DRS either for the final laps. So it's literally going to go down to raw pace, which is going to be amazing to watch. RB must be sat here just wondering why he didn't do it. I'm going to take a swig of my drink now, because I have a funny feeling this is going to be an entertaining one. Okay. So, safety car in this lap, because it is never out in the final 2 laps of the race. I'll be keeping it nice and slow, getting his tyres warm. Mingo's not bothering, he's doing a Kimi Räikkönen on us. Not wanting to scrub those tyres. Oh, thought he was going to go then. And he's gone. There we go. Arby's off. Mingo right behind him. So Squirrel. So's Dan. And Harry's got a move on Dan already going down the straight. Arby right behind them. Not able to get the room though. So Harry. Mingo's already up into first. In the corner. Squirrel's going to need... Oh, a little bit of a bumper car action going on here. Not quite sure what happened there. Squirrel's got the move done though. Up the hill. Is that going to allow Harry through as well? Yes it is. Dan is the next one. So Arby definitely being the loser here on staying out on those tyres, because those softs are so much grippier than what those mediums would be. And Dan does indeed get the move done. Round Arby into the chicane there. That's a brave move to do. So Sig getting a 3-second penalty there. So we are literally on a sprint to the end now. Squirrel setting the fastest second sector of all so far. So it's literally down to these three. Harry having a 10-second penalty, still managing to be this close to the front two is just amazing. That final safety car was a godsend for all of them. So DRS is enabled, but it won't happen until the next time round. So can Squirrel get this done? Can he manage just to get a dive down into a corner? He's round the outside. Oh, Mingo doing just enough to keep him behind. This is so close. It is literally nose to gearbox for both these, or all three of these cars. There is a blue flag somewhere. Not quite sure why. Squirrel's going to have to make a dive somewhere. He's going to have to get a good run out of this corner. Mingo placing his car perfectly. There is no way round for Squirrel, and Harry is literally on the... Oh no. What happened? I saw some bodywork flying there. I'm not quite sure what happened. And across the line, Mingo does indeed take the win here. And Harry finishing second, Squirrel third, Dan fourth, Phoenix in fifth, Arby in sixth after not changing his tyres. Actually, he's seventh due to a penalty, and Littman didn't have one. And Quaker coming around the final few corners. He is going to take eighth here. Wasn't close enough after the pit to capitalise on Arby's mistake of not pitting. Guessy coming around the line in 10th. Magster is going to take 11th, and Sid has already crossed the line because he was a lap down. And there we go, guys. That is the final one across the line. Arby has already left session. What an end to that race. I'm not quite sure what happened with the flying bodywork and everything else. I am sure we will find out. But yeah, I mean, what a race. Wow, Harry getting the driver of the day as well. So there we go. Mingo taking the win there. Again, to cement his position at the top of the table. Harry taking second, Squirrel in third, Dan in fourth, Phoenix in fifth. Great race from our reserve there. Littman in sixth, Arby in seventh, Quaker in eighth, Guessy in ninth, Magster in 10th, and Sidman in 11th. And then we got our DNFers, which is Zazu, yeah, Hucky and username. So yes, great race, guys. Well done to everyone except Hucky. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today, guys. That was just amazing to watch and amazing to be part of. Well done to all those who finished. You were all in the points, which is great to see. And yeah, we'll be back here next week for... Where are we? Oh, God. Oh, okay. Next week, we are at Australia, which is the same as the first race of the season. So, yes, don't forget to watch that. You're welcome, Frank. It was an absolute pleasure to watch and commentate on these guys, as always. Without a doubt, this was probably the closest finish. Tell me you saw... Oh, yes, we saw it, mate. We were watching it. That was quite possibly the most disgusting driving I have ever seen. Yes, Australia is a bit of a weird one. I always used to struggle there. As much as I love the track and I think it's amazing, I always struggled there. And it was shortly after that I fell out of love with the game after what EA had done with it. But yeah, you got 7 days, so get a lot of practice in. But whatever you do, and I can't stress this enough to people, do not do time trials. Do it under Grand Prix effect. Because time trials keeps your tyres at the constant temperature. And light fuel load. And Dan, if you need to see what Hucky was doing, just watch the first 5 laps of this race. Literally. It's quite possibly the worst driving I have ever seen in WSL. Yeah. Time trials, I used to years ago, and it was someone that passed the advice on to me. So literally load up a Grand Prix with full practice and everything else, with AI. Turn AI right down if you have to, but just concentrate on dealing with your setup, because you're dealing with the car, and make sure it's on equal as well, and then you deal with the car at the same weight and everything else as you would when you're online doing this. Yeah, it was advice that was passed down to me as well, because I used to do exactly the same thing. Because when you do a time trial, you could be setting something that could be nearly 2 seconds quicker than what you're doing in the Grand Prix mode. No, you're not, RB. You done what you thought was best. I am a little surprised after everyone ahead of you was pitting. I could see what you were trying to do. You just thought what you were doing was the better idea, and I get it. It just unfortunately backfired. Trust me, been there. The only thing I'll say next time is you're within the last 6 laps of a race and a safety car comes out, just pit for softs. Just sprint it to the end. But yes, that's my time tonight, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you already haven't. We do have a Instagram and a TikTok. WSL League for Instagram and World Sim Racing. Yeah, I mean some people can, but some people can't because the handling is ever so slightly different. Reason being is because in time trials, your tyres are constantly at the perfect temperature, and your fuel load is light the entire time. And you can also find out how long your tyres can last. But yes, thank you guys again for joining me. I will make a move now. I will see you again same time next week. Like I said, we will be in Australia on the same weekend as the real Formula 1 starts. So I'll be watching that, and then yeah, I'll be here to talk about the potential winner of whatever it is. Yeah, lap 5. Mate, you want to watch the first 5 laps. And especially the start. Reaper is leaving the building. Have a good evening all. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.